Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to our humble Soviet Republic, nestled deep, seemingly, in the middle of nowhere. But this nowhere is about to become a somewhere as distant, once quaint Ashkakal is showing signs of industrial productivity. Folks, our brick factory is finally up and running. It is producing bricks. In just a handful of months' time, our oil fields are going to be up and running as well, and they'll be producing oil, and soon, hopefully, producing some profits too. I am extremely excited for the near future of our soon-to-be glorious republic, and if you are too, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving those likes and comments down below. As always, the number of likes and comments gives me a quick read on just what people are enjoying on the channel, what I should do more or less of, and how I should go about doing it, and beyond that as well. I do read through each and every comment, so if you have any thoughts, suggestions, opinions, feedback, drop them down below, and they will get read and addressed in some way, shape, or form. Beyond that as well, if you'd like to follow along with the growth of our republic, you might want to consider subscribing as well. This series is here to stay for a very, very long time, and subscribing is a great way to stay up to date with it. Now, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and reorganize some of our distribution office work. So we're going to make sure that our bricks now, as they're imported, are actually dropped off at this small storage, and we also want to make sure that we're going to load from that very same small storage when its capacity is above 30%. So what we're trying to do over here is maintain a 30% of this storage's capacity's worth of bricks in our nation at any given time. If we fall below that number, we'll be importing bricks. If we go above that number at this storage point, then we'll be exporting bricks. And that should give us a decent number of bricks to work with, to actually build our nation with, while also turning something of a profit. A very small one, but it's something. Apart from that, we also want to make sure that we're no longer storing bricks at this storage point. So let's go ahead and make sure that the open storage free here is no longer taking bricks, and instead we're loading bricks from there so that they can go ahead and be unloaded at the dedicated open storage that's attached to the brick factory. And we want to make sure we're doing that for all of these guys. So turn bricks off, load bricks up if we're over 0%, and then unload them again at that small storage. And the same thing over here as well from that open storage free. Let's make sure we're not unloading any bricks. Instead, we are loading bricks up and delivering them to the open storage small. I just want to make sure this is the right building. Yes. Yes. Well, just to double and triple check. Yes and yes. Okay, so all of our bricks should now be shifted over to here, and that should allow again for the exports. We also want to make sure that we are actually enabling exports. So at the Horvarud Medium Customs House, I suppose, we'll go ahead and do the exports. It feels like Al-Balutakia is closer, but these distribution offices are situated all the way up over there, right next to a gas station as well, so perhaps we stick to this one. Sure, unload bricks, and up over here as well, make sure we're unloading bricks, and here too, make sure we are unloading bricks. And that should allow for the import and export of bricks as desired. If you spot me having made a mistake over here, feel free to let me know, but this should work as intended. Hopefully we'll empty out all the bricks over here, and once we do so, we'll actually change the designation of this open storage as well. But with all that done, we should also consider our construction offices, because right now they're assigned to get bricks from this open storage, and that's most certainly not what I would like them to do. Instead, I should be able to simply do this, and that should reassign where they get their bricks from. I'm going to double check, obviously. That's what I meant to click. My bad. So let's just check over here real quick. So bricks should be coming from the small storage. Everything else is still coming from the free and the free. Yep, excellent. And there's no reason to believe the same wouldn't have been done to the others. Yep, this is from the small open storage. This one's from free, and this one's from free. Excellent. And finally, with you, my good friend, we are bricks, small open storage, steel from free, and boards from free as well. So these guys are all assigned still to the correct spaces with a little update done. Eventually, once we get this gravel network up and running, we'll make sure gravel is being picked up from over here as well. Right now, we have a ton of gravel at our aggregate storage, but eventually we'll process this quarried stone into gravel and get access up over here. Might do a similar thing where we shift the gravel from here to here, but I'm not in a rush to do that, perfectly honestly. We're operating just fine for the time being, except for the fact that no workers are coming down here. So let's go ahead and fix that by adjusting this line here as recommended by y'all in the comments. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that at the Ashkakal bus stop, We're only going to unload, I think 20% should do the trick, because that'll mean that enough people will stay on, like, will actually stay on the bus, and the bus will continue down to the next stop down over here. As it was, again, pointed out in the comments, if the bus is empty when it reaches a stop, it's just going to circle back to where it can pick up new passengers, and we don't want it to do that. We want it to be only partially emptied out over here, and then continue on down to here to deliver the, 5 workers that it needs down here, give or take. So let's accept those changes and see how that plays out. And we might potentially want to add additional buses to that line as well. There's a few other things that I want to tackle before I get time moving. These were kind of urgent, but there's a few more urgent matters. One is the fact that this building over here doesn't actually have access to power, so we're going to have to fix that. Sewage tank is also overflowing, so we're going to have to fix that too. But in the interest of doing that, we're going to have to sort of expand down in this general direction and make some adjustments, and it's going to be very expensive, not in terms of actual cost, but in terms of the suffering that'll be dealt to the people in the interim, especially as we adjust the placement of our power supply over here. So what we need to do is unfortunately shift our substation just a little bit over, to get that building in here as well, and that's not ideal. What happened was I was planning around building another large building over here, but when we had to change our plans, I didn't double check to make sure we still had a connection for that middle building. And so now it is just out of reach of this substation. It's just out of reach of the sewage network as well. So yeah, unfortunate, but it's fine. We'll figure this out. And as we do so, we'll make sure we plan ahead as well. This is the thing about realistic mode. Making this small adjustment is going to take so much time because of the deconstruction and stuff that needs to happen as well. It is an immense undertaking, and one that I'm both excited and apprehensive for. But hey, we'll be fine. We'll be A-okay. Let's go ahead and extend the road down this way, because I would very much like to not connect the planned infrastructure over here to the main road that'll lead people down to Alibrashna, and instead I'd like to have this kind of back road where these facilities are connected. This does not look great. I'm not going to fuss over how straight this is too much, but it'd be nice to be at least somewhat close to being parallel to the that main road. So I think roughly down to here makes sense. Trying to figure out where the curve begins. Again, we don't have to be exactly spot on, but close would be nice. I think that does the trick. Then we'd want to come down to about here. It seems like the curve is about right and the distance is about right. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. And then, we'll continue developing down this way. I mean, again, I could just make this road straight and just kind of attach it up over here. I'm sure that would have been an option. But let's see how far we can take this kind of curve. And some of you were suggesting that I actually just kind of terraform the entire land here and then put the buildings down, but I don't think that makes sense for the scale that we're at right now. If we were a bigger nation, if we were a large metropolitan city already, then yeah, sure, we'd flatten all this terrain, but we're just a small town right now. We're a small nation. We wouldn't want to invest in that much terraforming, and even though there's no cost to terraforming, because we've got our own excavators and bulldozers and stuff, even though there's no cost, again, this is that role play kicking in, right? Plus it results in more interesting shapes. We break the grid and all that kind of stuff, so should be fun. Anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and try and stay focused over here, because I would like to get time moving. But first, I just want to make sure we have these things moving as well. So, you're going to face this way. I'm going to keep you around here, because this was a good spot. It covered a lot. Ooh, hang on. Where are you getting your power from? All right, cool. We have a redundancy. That's the thing I want to make sure of, is actually, let me check. What do you actually hit? All right, so the hospital, kindergarten, school, that football field, 2 houses, 2 housing units, whatever you want to call it. All right, cool. All right, just need to get a good sense of making sure I'm not leaving a gap somewhere else by virtue of fixing this one. So this will do the trick. Let's go ahead and pop you down over here. Oh, flatten first. Pop you down over here. Yep, we'll get the road connection up like so. I want to get this thing built right away. I'm rushing for this because right now, again, these guys do not have power. And that's going to impact, in fact, it's already impacting happiness. It seems like a small percentage, but multiplied by 235, that's not a small number. So this is most certainly a high priority. we're eventually going to demolish this wire and reattach, but that's for later. That's when we want to, like, when everything else is in place, we want to pull the trigger on that. So that can wait. So this is all well and good. We also want to get sewage taken care of, right? Because again, this sewage is overflowing. Once more, you know, I could simply shift this over ever so slightly and everything would be perfectly fine. But rather than rework all this, I might as well plan ahead, I guess, because we're going to expand in this direction anyway. So sure, why not? Why not go ahead and place a sewage tank down over here, right next to the power substation? And I think what we'll need to do is get a pump going as well. So if the sewage tank comes down over here, right? So we're kind of making a facilities area, so there'll be housing up over here and over here. Then we'll have a facilities area, maybe some football fields over here or something. Some football fields over here, and continue on downwards this way. So I think that works. I think that makes sense. You got to have these from time to time. You can't just isolate them completely off in the distance. Simply not how the game works. Anyways, that's a sewage tank built. Then we need to connect it up over here. We do have the switch here. I wouldn't mind having another switch down over here, actually, just because we'll eventually need more inputs, right? It's not like this isn't the end of the line. There's going to be more sewage needed further down. So let's get a switch over here so we can bring all the sewage together in one location. Where? Here? Directly here. Just trying to figure out what's the space going to look like? What are we going to use and for what? If I put you here, then you'd connect this way. We kind of like scrunch up over here. Maybe be a little bit smaller, which is nice. Flip you around so you're facing that way. Yeah, we could try something like this. Let's see if the pipes actually connect though. Requires proper slope. Yeah, okay, I don't want to futz with that. We're gonna be futzing with that anyway, but I've got some plans on that front. Here, where's my sewage? Go ahead and we'll pop this switch right down over here. Sidewalk is going in that way. I don't think that'll actually work, so gotta do this kind of a thing. Yep. And then this pipe should connect. Excellent. This pipe is going to cause us some trouble, I'm sure. Yes, requires proper slope. In order to do that, though, now that I'm a bit more familiar with how gravity works, I guess, we're going to go ahead and get a sewage pump. I'm fairly certain that we'll need a 15-meter drop and rise. I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, I think this makes the most sense. We'll get the sidewalk connection down this way. We'll make it a bit cleaner, I think. But let's hook you up like so. I'll do the sidewalk connection in a bit. First, I just want to make sure that this will connect. Yes, it absolutely will. But more importantly, will this connect? Yes, it will. Beautiful. I can make kind of a straight line like this. It'll cost us less. It'll take less time. Efficiency is the name of the game right now, it feels like, right? So perhaps we should just do that. The curve is nice, but a waste of resources. So sure. Let's go ahead and hook you up like so. We have more inputs as needed. Excellent. This will be nice and clean. This will still work as well, so that's all well and good. And yes, of course, let's connect you too. But also on the surface, let's make sure we have the connection so it can actually be built as well. Yeah, there we go. How tight can we make this? Yeah, that sounds good to me. So priority-wise, I mean, this is high priority because power is super urgent. What's the situation with the sewage, actually? We're looking at... Oh, have I misread something here? Sewage tank is overflowing. Health risk. Oh, maybe the simulation needs to start before it'll tell me. All right, fair enough. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say this can stay as medium priority. And what we're going to do in addition to that is specify which infrastructure to build. And as I do this, I'm going to touch on an additional thing that was pointed out to me in the comments again of the previous episode. Like I said, folks, I do read each and every comment. Even if it's an episode that was released months prior, even years prior, I do read each and every comment. So feel free to drop them and give me your suggestions and thoughts, or again, if you notice something that I may have missed. Just making sure that this is all happening. Yes, it is. You're happening as well. Yeah, okay, good. Oh, right, we need to make sure this has a sidewalk connection. It's got to come down this way. There's no, like... This is going to take some space, and that's fine. Maybe we'll put down some trees or something. We'll beautify the area a bit to hide the nastiness that's happening in the background. But with all that in place, let's also go ahead and get some work happening over here. We're going to suspend the construction of all these pipes and all the storage facilities and everything, because, again, as it was pointed out to me, we don't actually need these to begin the export of oil. The pump jacks are not only able to get oil without needing any people, which was one of the reasons I wanted to focus on this industry, but they're also able to load up trucks without the need of loading and unloading stations. So we can simply get these pump jacks going ASAP, and then just export directly from them. All the pipes, all the storage facilities, all this stuff can wait. It's extremely expensive to build, so there's no rush. But we do, of course, want to rush building this road over here. Let's go ahead and make the road connection first. There we go. Make sure you're a nice kind of a curve. What do I prefer? Yeah, I think I prefer this like kind of smooth curve. Let's do that. It's more in keeping with the general shape of the area. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and batch start the construction of this bridge. It'll take a bit of time, a bit of money. And what we'll eventually do is upgrade this to asphalt as well. This will be our first asphalt road because this is where the money's going to be made. This is going to be our cash flow. The oil flow will be our cash flow. And so we want to make sure that the traffic flow is keeping up. But with all that done, let's go ahead and finally get time moving. Some of this stuff is essential planning before we let time start moving. We want to make sure the construction officers are doing the right thing. Want to make sure that export's happening properly with the bricks and imports too, for that matter. And again, want to make sure that these are all being built so that these people aren't waiting for power and stuff like that. We also have to take care of the crime situation, but that's less urgent than, again, electricity, for example. Hence the time spent pause there. Just take a quick look over here, make sure that, yes, construction offices are assigned. Just the 2 of them for now down over here. We're gonna assign many more construction offices down over here. This thing needs to be built like right away as far as I'm concerned. Sewage is important too, but I think power more so. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look. What's the situation down over here? Oh boy, 120%? Yikes. That's a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. But it's okay, we're working on it, we're working on it. Construction offices are headed out. Yes, we've got resources available readily. Oh my goodness, why are you moving so slowly? Are you empty? No, you're not. Oh, I can't wait to upgrade these roads. I cannot wait to upgrade these roads. But that's for later. There's a couple other things to do over here. I want to make sure that brick production doesn't get slowed down because we lack coal. And while we do have some right now, I would like to make sure the flow of resources there is a bit more optimized. I'm going to go ahead and purchase a couple more dumpers over here. Go ahead and get a pair of you. And I believe one of these distribution offices currently is picking up coal. And I'm going to tell it to stop. Yes, you. Tell you to stop. We're not going to unload coal either. The Ashkal small coal storage is going to be removed. And these guys, first of all, we're going to get them in a different color. I should have just purchased them in a different color. I want them to stand out. Make them coal gray, I suppose. You're going to... Yeah, we're going to stick with Corvood. I was wondering, should we import coal from down here? It's technically closer, but this connection is what we're focused on. The building isn't finished yet, but soon enough, I assume. Yeah, just waiting for some resources. It'll be done soon enough. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get you... Well, you as well. Your color... Nope. That's not what I meant to click. Get your color right. And, sure. New stop. Start here. Load up on coal. And then head down over here. And, unload coal. Road depot. What are you doing here? Oh, you know what? I guess it's just returning to the depot after it fills up on gas. That's what's going on. Just want to double check to make sure. Man, they move real slow. Should upgrade these roads. Just want to make sure. Alright. No harm, no foul. Load coal. Unload coal. Go ahead and start. View line details. We're going to rename you to the Ashkakal, or the Urvarud Ashkakal Coal Import. That's a easily recognizable name, I think. we're going to go ahead and set that line to this vehicle as well. So we're going to have a constant flow of coal, and eventually, again, we're going to drop the coal off here instead as soon as this is done being built. Notify me when finished. Hopefully I'll actually notice the notification, and we'll adjust accordingly. Down over here, are we seeing people? We are indeed. Quarried stone is moving at an extremely slow rate. I mean, you can see the truck comes down over here, it slowly gets loaded up, and it slowly makes its way over to drop it off at the gravel processing plant. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and purchase another dumper down over here. If I can find BZ252. Here I wonder if a smaller quantity makes more sense, because then it can kind of move back and forth more quickly. How much can you actually hold at a time? 10 tons at a time. All right, let's try something here. Let's try dumper that moves 10 tons. So the T138, it's half the price basically. So that perhaps makes more sense. Do that. Purchase one of you, and it'll, because it's using the distribution office, it'll take on the same assignment, right? That's all well and good. Cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Up over here, seeing progress. Let's go ahead and double time things while we also place our police station. Where am I looking here? Police station is state infrastructure, and police station small. Beauty. I'm thinking... Well, I'm thinking right here. I was going to say, like, there's no water supply. But if I nudge you just a little bit over, there is water supply, so that works. Again, staying off the main road a little bit. I don't think that's a problem. I could pop you down here. Nah, I like this spot. Kind of central, right next to the stores and stuff. Make sure we've got water, sewage, power. Should be good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, I just wanted to double check that our new substation is able to reach as well. And I do actually have to pull back a little bit more, so I'm glad I double checked that. Then we don't have water. Oh, there we go. There's a sweet spot. Except for the road being a little wonky. I'll take it, though. Power, sewage, water. Security. Good stuff. How are we looking down over here? Just waiting. Why? Feels like everyone's prioritizing this pipe as opposed to this actual high priority electrical substation. Very tempted to just suspend all other construction. I think we're just waiting for resources here. Yeah, that's all it is. All right. Patience, party. Patience. Now, actually, how is the water situation looking? Not amazing. Hang on. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, the water comes and goes. I need more water trucks. Holy crap. All right. Start. Make sure you're moving, buddy. Let's go ahead and purchase a couple of water trucks. Couple, maybe a few. Get 3, because that water is coming and going. Let's go ahead and get 3. Yeah, sure. Where are my lines? Get the Ashkal water supply line. Set line to 1, 2, 3 vehicles. Let's get them all making their way over. This is that's a big yikes. Want to make sure these guys are all moving. But yeah, a constant flow of water is necessary. And we also actually need to get water going to the factories, and I have some plans for that. Once we have those plans in place, we won't have to worry about these water trucks anymore and the cost of importing water like this. I do believe this is... Nope. Nowhere near empty yet. Why are we still dropping bricks off over here? The distribution office is acting a little funky. Okay, I gotta keep an eye out for this emptying so that I can move the bricks out permanently. And then, like, make sure it's not accepting any more bricks. Where was I, though? Right, water. So, I am fairly confident, if memory serves, that we have access to water down here. Yeah. 60s, 70s, 80s, anything higher than that? It's up there, worse down here. It looks like that 81 or 82 or whatever it was is our sweet spot. And it's actually not in a bad position either, because we can get water down over here, take down some of these trees, rare as they are on this biome. Is it 81 or was it 82? I guess it was 81. So we'll pop this down over here, get a water substation up over here, and then get maybe a switch as well to push water down over here and eventually connect to up over here. Yes, we can absolutely pull water from up here down to the factory areas, but you're already seeing that we are having a hard time supplying despite the... well, I'm sure we've added more trucks now, but even now, 3 trucks just delivered water. We're already almost completely drained. Sure, the 4th one is arriving in just a moment's time, but that's not looking too hot. We need to start looking at our own supply of water. And it looks as though we have a decent water quality down over here as well. So the small water well, the big water well, produces significantly more water, but also a fair bit of waste. I think we kind of need the big water well. We'll need it eventually anyway, right? So we might as well get this party started. Yeah, I think so. We're no longer a tiny little village anymore. We're entering into town territory and soon city, I'm sure. So let's get the big water well. This is a sweet spot for it. We've got a road connection. We've got plenty of pipe connections, so we won't even need to switch that urgently. But where should I place you? I guess that partly depends on where I'm going to place the substation. I want to get water up at the brick factory as well. So that feels like the where. Oh no, okay, we can pop you down over here as well. Cool. I was hoping for, yeah, closer to this substation, this electrical substation. So we put you down over here. Gonna go ahead and pause your construction. I'm going to want a switch. I think I want a switch after all. Down over here, I'm thinking. Which way is the pedestrian? Okay, that way. Sure. Pop you down over here, so there's room for another like small construction office or something in this area. Let's just slow it down a little bit, making me a little nervous because of how much is urgently needed right now. So we'll pop you down over here, and this will connect easily enough, I assume. Yep. We'll be able to distribute from here up to here, because eventually, right, I would like the water to all just come from this well, so this would allow us to go a relatively short distance up there rather than having to connect from all the way down here up to there, so I think that works nicely. But yes, let's get our big water well. This general area. So we'll need a tower. We get the big water tower or the small water tower? Let's go with the small water tower for now still. And I'm not sure if I'll actually need the water pump. I think I might. Okay, so we have the water tower. And like down over here, I think makes sense. Pop you down there. Should be a straight shot. Relatively. Straight enough, yep. Sounds good. So that's the water tower. I might, like I said, need a pumping station, so let's make sure we're making room for it, and I'll double check afterwards. I'll test in like a test bed map or something. I can't remember for the life of me if I need the pumping station or not, but better safe than sorry, I think. And you guys can let me know in the comments as well if I've got this wrong. But if I were to place a pumping station, I'd place it, say, over here, right? And then we'd get the big water well, yeah, right over here. Road facing that way. Makes sense to me. Put it in this clearing over here. It feels like such a shame to get rid of all these trees, but what option do we really have? Let's pop you down over here like so, I think. 81%. Okay. Pop you down like this. Still got rid of those trees. We would get the medium water pipe connecting like so. Yep. And this would connect like so, and this would connect like so. That looks simple enough to me. The substation would distribute the water to these factories, and then now if we expand into like clothing factories and stuff over here as well, we got, you know, all the infrastructure in place for it. We got power, we got water. And in fact, I need to do some investigation into power, because I've noticed some issues I've set up for my future self, and we're going to solve those problems as well. But down over here, let's go ahead and, I guess, start this construction. I really don't want to distract the construction offices from the work over here. It seems like they're already quite distracted. Like, are we bringing workers over right now? Because it's sure as hell not looking like it. We've got all the resources we need. We just need 41 work days of work. But everyone's too busy, like, working on these pipes. And, okay, fair enough. Sewage is important, too, but just a little concerned. Like, I almost want a shuttle bus to bring people over, Happiness is down at 74%. No electricity is a big issue. At least water seems to be okay. But still, how much are we spending on importing water, right? Don't know if we can actually see. That's liquid fertilizer. Can we really not see how much we're spending on water? Damn. All right. A lot is my guess. A lot is my guess. But that aside, I do also want to see the situation with bricks. Have we exported our first sets of bricks? Excellent. We've made a sum total of 99.9 rubles off bricks. That includes, of course, the fact that we have to import some as well. But hey, that's great. That's awesome. Cool. We're making money. In the most literal sense, we are making some money. Well, not in the most literal sense. We're not like printing money. You know what I mean. We're earning money. Anyway, we've got a crane over here. We've got bricks and concrete. Hopefully some of those bricks are locally sourced at the very least. But, I mean, yeah, there's plenty more to come. And what's the deal down over here? You guys are picking up the bricks. Let's keep reducing this amount. Like, I feel like we keep delivering bricks to here because we technically have capacity. Anyway, what's the gravel situation? 23 tons, plenty of quarried stone, no workers over here, hence the slowdown. And, of course, if there's no processing happening over here, then there's no need for these trucks to go out of their way and get the quarried stone, because this is all backed up, too. Fair enough. I mean, again, I could build an aggregate storage over here. Guess I have this one. It would make the distance shorter, and it could be capped up a bit more, allowing for the smooth flow of this resource down here. To that end, I could make a free aggregate storage down here as well for the stone, just so there's a bigger stockpile. There's not this slowdown. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. Down over here, we'll want this road connection. I'm going to go ahead and suspend all this construction for the time being. Why? Because I don't want to distract from the electrical. Yeah, the water's not that much of a rush for these factories, I don't think. All right, so that's all suspended. Well and good. Go ahead and get the road connection straight out. I mean, this building is not as perfectly aligned as I would like to the road, but it is aligned to all of our other construction, so take it. Get you out perpendicular, I suppose. Like so. Destroy some more trees. Well, we got it. I mean, this is where the water is. What are you going to do? Hook you up like so. Cool. We'll get the stuff built as soon as all the power stuff is taken care of, because I do think that is the priority. We have people coming over? Looks like it. Yes, excellent. 37 workers for 41 work days worth of work. That's fine. I'll take it. And then comes the true panic of actually cutting these wires, destroying the wires, and then reconnecting them as quickly as possible. And once that's done, we're gonna do a lot, actually. There's a lot I've got planned to fix things up over here. But this should solve sewage. This should solve power. We're in the process of solving water. Making sure that we've got our police station down here as well. And I do want to place a monument down as well, just to help with people's loyalty. We have a perfectly beautiful spot for it. Again, just trying to think about the distraction for our construction offices as the temperatures are dropping down to 8 degrees Celsius. That's a little nerve-wracking. How are we looking in terms of... There you have it. Heating problems. My goodness. I'm sure it's temporary. I think. It's got to be temporary. This construction is also not just quite yet done. It's just the construction office is distracted elsewhere. I think I should probably start looking at larger construction offices, like proper construction offices. We're, like I said, no longer a small village. We're no longer a tiny little, nothing of a place. We're becoming a town. We're going to be a city soon. I should perhaps start acting like one. But again, there are other priorities that I'm trying to take care of right now. Namely this. I think that's the bus that's delivering workers down over here. Once this is all done, which is going to be any second now, we're going to upgrade these roads. I'm not going to keep these as dirt roads. As long as the construction here is completed, we're going to go ahead and upgrade these roads bit by bit, obviously, because we want to make sure this construction doesn't slow down either. The sewage is important too. Construction happening here yet. Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Beauty. Progress being made. This thing's almost done. And then we're going to hit the scary moment of switching things over. A lot of people very upset about not having electricity. I would say that is perfectly fair. Building is without power supply. Well, right, of course, because you're not connected. Okay. Time to pull the trigger? I think it might just be. All right. I'm exceedingly nervous about this move because it is going to it's going to hurt a lot. Temporarily, we're going to lose access to culture. We're going to lose access to like our medical facilities, our schools. Everything is going to lose power for just a little bit of time. But hey, we got to do it. There are other ways, sure, but this is the most long-term efficient way. And this is the thing about realistic mode is you pay the price for improper planning, and that's what happened here. I switched my plan over here, didn't take into account the connections that would be missing as a result, and here we are now. Here we are now. So we're going to want to connect this up over here, but in order to do so, we have to, break this. I don't want to put a switch down over here. It would be nice as we progress, but what we're actually going to do is as we go further down, we're going to draw another line from Al-Balutakia. That's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to put a switch down over here. Okay, fair. Decision made. Easy enough. Let's go ahead and cancel these wires. This is going to be trouble. I don't want to be too long because I don't want it to take too long to finish this demolition. So let's go ahead and cut the wire. Finish for the deconstruction, for the demolition, whatever you want to call it, and then replace the wire immediately afterwards. All right, here we go. This is going to hurt. We're at 72% happiness right now. Sign this demolition office right away, please. The good thing is that it should be able to get its work done from the connection up over here. Why? There we go. Right. So right now all these buildings are without power supply. And it's going to take a fair bit of time to get this work done. 4 work days. Getting the people to actually come here. Oh, you know what? Actually, hang on a second. Do we have place for... So metal scrap is going to an aggregate storage. Workers were picking up hazardous waste, construction waste, nothing assigned. Let's go ahead and make sure construction waste has a place to go as well, because otherwise that demolition would never be completed, and we'd be in a very, very tight spot. All right, cool. I guess we just double time it because this needs to get done. This needs to get done quickly. The bridge is under construction as well, so that's exciting. It's very exciting, actually. Just the opportunity to make a ton of money over here without this massive investment is going to be huge for us. We're about to cross that 500,000 threshold, but I think before we do, or maybe just shortly after we do, we'll have all this stuff up and running. Because these pump jacks, they do cost a fair bit because they take a fair bit of steel and stuff, but they'll make their money back in no time. Got the deliveries of bricks coming through. Again, hopefully all locally sourced. They're all coming from the same open storage, so hard to know for sure, but we'll make our assumptions in our favor. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Progress, folks, progress. This is great to see. All right, where is that damn bus? Okay, good. It's picked up its workers. It's going to loop back. Faster, man, faster. We're at 71%. Okay, that's not bad. I was expecting like an instant drop to like 50%. Health is looking pretty good. If we take a look at our stats for this year as a whole. All right, no escapes. If we take a look at all time. Just the 2. Okay, good stuff. Births. We're about to cross 100 births. That is a momentous occasion. That is a very momentous occasion. Holy. Not a bad rate of... not a bad growth rate. Rate of growth. That's one way of saying it, I suppose. Pleased. Very pleased. Now, who are you? You're here for the plumbing. Okay. Where is this bus? Still making its way over with the 14 workers. Oh, you've got to come all the way down here. Okay, fair enough. That's getting done extremely quickly. There's our construction finished reminder. So this gets done. Now it's just a matter of emptying it out. And these these garbage trucks should be able to empty it out from up over here, if I'm not mistaken, because of how the connection works. Yes, excellent. So you're going to pick stuff up. The metal scrap left. And the mixed waste is going to take some time, I assume. Okay, the metal scrap is going to take some time then. Okay, but this is pretty quick. We're only at 70%. That's only a 2% drop. Of course, there's the actual construction of the new wire as well. I'm prioritizing this before I get distracted by reassigning our coal import line. Oh, don't tell me these are both exporting. One more dump truck. Would have made it. Ah, there we go. We're done. Cool. Pausing for a moment here so I can go in and reconnect. Underground 1.85. Yes, connect you like so. Shortest connection we can make. Let's go ahead and start that construction. Make sure it is of the highest priority. All the construction offices are assigned. This shouldn't take too long, apart from getting those electrical components, I suppose. But with that, let's go ahead and resume time. And what's going to happen is for this construction, the vehicles can actually drop all the resources off at this point instead, because again, it's one giant connection. So they'll go to the closest point they can go to and get work done. Like this excavator, I assume, is for this construction. You're going to see this truck's going to come over here. It's going to drop it off at the construction site, and there you have it. Beauty. Alternatively, they'd come down to here, but you know, that's, I mean, that statement is neither here nor there. Where were we? Right, so that should solve the power problem. We might hit 69% happiness before it does so, but that's happening. Still not going to distract the construction offices with any new unnecessary constructions. I would like the sewage stuff to get done soon as well. Oh, 80%, that's not bad. Really glad I went with a straight line. It would have been another whole, like, I don't know, month if we went with that nice curve. But I actually don't mind this straight line. I said nice curve as if this wasn't nice, but this is quite nice too, actually. Pleased enough with this. What's the water situation looking like? Okay, much better. Maybe we overdid it a bit. But I'd rather overdo the supply of water, especially because of the collective trauma that our people must have, right? I'd rather overdo the water. We have our police station up and running without power supply, but hey, we got cops, right? We got officers, we got staff. What we don't got is fuel. So let's go ahead and make sure that we are supplying fuel to the police station so that they can go around in their presumably police cars. Yes, let's go ahead and purchase. 3 passengers, 2 passengers, 2 passengers. That's a very pretty police car, though. Oh, they're both really nice. Yeah, sure, let's go with the GZ M21. I think 2 police cars should be enough for the size of our town, right? So let's get those vehicles down here, and hopefully we'll have power soon enough. What are we waiting for? Gravel. Oh, I guess we're still waiting on everything. Oh, no, okay, so the gravel has arrived, and as soon as that's done, we're just waiting on the electronic components. 69% happiness right now. See a lot of people unable to enjoy culture or go to the hospital or anything because we've lost power. But I think we're still okay, and I really quickly want to check. I think we have passed that 100 birth mark, and I think now is a beautiful time to go ahead and put down a glorious monument to celebrate our successes, because there have been many successes, folks. Let's go ahead and pop you down over here. It's a nice, beautiful spot. We'll go ahead and put down some bushes and trees and stuff in the area as well, perhaps. There are other options, but I don't think, well, for the Red Star Monument, we have to actually research grand monuments. Same thing for the Soviet symbol in concrete, so we'll just go with the Lenin in concrete as opposed to copper, I think. Yeah, Lenin in concrete. Go ahead and pop you down like so. You're no rush, but we do want to get that built, obviously. How's this looking? 87%. Those components are coming soon. We'll hopefully be okay. All right. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. And what's the deal up over here? 58 tons of gravel. I mean, that ain't nothing. Okay. All right. Cool. There's some massive adjustments to be done over here as well, so I'm not pulling the trigger on too much until I'm able to make those adjustments. Again, it mainly has to do with the supply of power. But again, first, just waiting for this to get done, and then we can start adding some more distractions for our construction offices. Good progress up over here, almost to 50%. Not going to complain about that. We're almost done here. Where you at, buddy? On your way back with the electrical components, and then we just need to supply some workers, and Bob's your uncle. All right, let's turn our attention now to the coal supply. So I'm going to turn to this line here. And we're going to go ahead and add this as the spot to unload coal. We're going to remove the coal storage. And that should do the trick. And that'll be significantly faster. That'll be significantly faster. Citizen happiness is low, I assume, at this building. Yep, no power. Sewage tank is overflowing. All that good stuff. All that good, glorious stuff. My goodness. What are we looking at here? I mean, the pipes being done doesn't matter if all these things don't get done as well. So hopefully these construction offices come through. And figure this stuff out as well. Very much like that. Try that. Not overdo it. And these things obviously need to be built as well. Like, okay, this pump has been built. Good. And this piece has been built. All right, good, good, good. Okay, so some progress at least over here has been made. Excellent. 68% happiness. Love that. Don't love that. Concrete is receiving its resources as well. Good stuff. Looking at here. So components have arrived. Now it's just a matter of getting some workers over. This is where a shuttle becomes so tempting. Oh, where are you going, buddy? Really? You're going to hold up traffic all the way to the sewage tank? That's gonna... That hurts. That hurts to watch. Because it should be loading up onto a flatbed. That's why we've built those systems. That's why we organize things the way we've got them down here. Right. It is what it is. What are you going to do? It's like we're bringing some workers over. Yeah. Still on the way out. Soon, 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 soon. Might get down to 67, maybe even 65% satisfaction. God, that's such a long way around. At least the excavator's coming through to work on these like pumps and stuff, because this one's coming to the pump, right? Sewage tank, right? Cool. Alright, time to plan the next adjustments up over here that I keep talking about. We got quite a bit of quarried stone. Do I want to wait until it turns into gravel before I make the changes I'm planning on making? Because the changes I'm planning on making will cut power supply to the gravel processing plant. Again, like I said, not a problem. Yeah, let's do it. We're empty. Let's do it. Gonna go ahead and keep time moving, actually. Cancel these wires. And cancel these wires as well. Be good. Because what I'm going to do is establish some additional switches. Right now, we don't have enough outputs. Like, how many times am I going to draw from Alba Lutakia? Not that many, right? So the plan is to get another larger switch down over here, the 5x switch. Maybe 2 of them, actually. So pop one like this, pop one like this. Create a lot of opportunity for outputs, more directions that we can flow electricity in from this central hub. And I think it makes sense to build it over here because the coal power plant is going to be over here eventually, right? So when that's up and running, we'll get a connection down to here, and this is where all the electrical infrastructure can originate, I suppose. Typically would be closer to the coal power plant, but you know, maybe we just route from up there to down here or something and create additional hubs like this elsewhere. But for the time being, this is going to work just fine. So I have to wait until the office actually obviously destroys these this wiring first before I can do too much more. Hopefully it's not going to be too much trouble. And again, I'm demolishing these as well because I'd like to put a switch down over here and get another substation set up closer to here because we're going to hit this thing's limit. Oh wow, we're already hitting this thing's limit. And so I want to have a redundancy over here to cover our brick factory because otherwise it's going to be trouble. Otherwise it's going to be trouble. And as we're doing all that, we can go ahead and get the water supply and stuff rolling as well. Looks like this is connected, yes. We are providing power. These guys are now with power supply. Yes, so are... Oh, wait. Why don't you have power? Well, I can't help but kick myself a little bit. In my haste to establish this power supply, I'm literally a millimeter off. Like, that's the distance between that school being connected and not being connected. But honestly, I'm actually not too upset. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not too upset. Because as we've seen, this substation is overloaded. So we actually need an additional substation over here anyway. And what we'll do is we'll just make sure this substation is able to supply power to a bunch of these buildings to take some of the load off of this substation and also to cover that school. So I'm just gonna, it's fine. I'm not annoyed or anything. It's just, it's funny. It's funny as hell. Let's go ahead and pop the substation down over here, I suppose. Again, we have like a little hub of infrastructure, facilities, and things like that. So I'll pop you down over here. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the school not having power for the next little bit. This is not as much of a rush as an entire apartment complex not having power. So this should, yeah, provide a redundancy. It'll continue to provide a redundancy to some of these houses as well, alongside this substation. So spreading the love. Again, this might be a blessing in disguise, truth be told. A funny one. Very funny one. But a blessing nonetheless. Construction here has already begun. Not going to complain about that. Up over here. Goodness, of course. Please destroy this wire as well. Thank you. They actually prioritize this one because these switches are probably where we're going to draw a line out to this substation. Probably underground, I'm guessing. We could go over, but probably under. Again, it's a matter of capacity and stuff like that, but it's a pretty tight space over here. We'll see what we can fit. We'll see what we can fit. But yeah, not too fussed about this. I'm glad we have this station up and running. People are able to enjoy culture now. People are able to, well, they have power. The water situation is looking all right. Yes, it's looking more than all right. And hence me not being too nervous about this because, sure, a couple of workers going a little thirsty at a factory, and that's fine. What else is new? Oh my goodness, all right. We're looking all right, folks. Below that 500,000 mark, so, you know, some people might be a little worried about that, but I'm okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. If we take a look at resource movement, bricks, yeah, would you look at that? See? A-okay. This here, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. We'll be fine. Especially once we have the pump jacks up and running. This bridge is almost done, 65% completed. Can't complain about that. So this will be done soon. We'll have the pump jacks up and running, and that'll be beautiful to see. Up over here, meanwhile, the statue is just waiting for workers to come through and actually get the job done. Should be easy enough. We have some local workers coming through, but hopefully a busload of people will come through as well. Looks like that's about to happen. Yes, excellent. And who is looking for bricks at this open storage? Ah, turn that off. Maybe that'll stop the warnings from coming through. All right, great. We're done up over here? No. Oh, not yet. Waiting for workers to come through, I assume. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to our population growth. We're going to get some more housing established over here, and that's going to make such a big difference to just being able to do everything locally. But there we go. This is all demolished. Now it's time for the garbage trucks to come through. I don't want to take my eyes off the prize over here. And what's good is, like, yeah, things will probably be done being built around the same time, give or take. So we should be okay. I'll pick up the last little bit of waste. Beauty. Get our switches established like so. I'd love to put it like this, but I don't think there's enough room for the road like that. So we're gonna have to do this. Like that. And then another one like so. Again, we want to make sure we're not putting too much of a load on these switches either, because they're all drawing from one medium voltage wire coming from Alba Lutakia or whatever it is. So I want to be careful about that as well. The road's going to extend down too steep of a descent. Surely not. Flatten that a bit. There we go. This could connect all the way over. Yep. Beauty. Get this coming up this way. And we should be able to. Yes, connect and connect. We want to make sure we're getting wires down as well. So 2.35 on these. Connect you. And I guess hook you up like this. Alright, excellent. The hookup over here, I mean, I guess I could... Oh yeah, we might be able to do this actually. Overground. Question is, do I want another switch down here? I don't think I'll need one. Famous last words, I know. But we have so many more outputs over here now. Including one that can go up this way if we wanted it to. So sure, here's what I'll do. I'll pop you down to here. Bring you down to here, and then hook you up like so, building in the way. Right? No surprise? No surprise, no surprise. Cancel you, pull you back. Bring you over to this. Yeah, straight enough. And then hook you up like that. Beauty. I think that does the trick. Clean enough, not too messy. This is still like the kind of industrial area, so it's fine to have these massive power lines coming through. But sure. Go ahead and batch start the construction of all of that, including this, yes. It'd be relatively quick and easy. And again, still not too fussed about this school temporarily not having power. People are still able to learn without electricity, but can you imagine not even having the ceiling fans running? My goodness. How are we looking over here? Sewage tank, waiting on a couple of workers. Still a bit of resources coming after this phase is done as well. Up over here, how are we looking? This is the substation. It looks like the sewage connections over here are completed. Alright, so all that's left is, I guess, yeah, this little piece over here. Cool. So this will be up and running soon, and then hopefully the sewage situation will be fixed as well. I mean, despite this, our health is not looking too bad. Unless people are having strokes and heart attacks because of the sewage backup, but I don't know about that. Nonetheless, this is looking okay. Now, happiness, why are you not skyrocketing back up? Must we get the pilgrimage shuttle bus up and running? Is that what's going on here? Government loyalty is not too hot, but hopefully the completion of this monument will help tackle that. Whoa, that's a lot of workers that just came through that bus. The timing on that was great. So yeah, this will be done soon. Let me just take a quick peek over here. All time, still just those 2 escapes. That's nice. That's reassuring. That's reassuring. All right. So all the power situation is fixed up. The bridge needs to be completed before we can make our big move on the pump jacks. But down over here, we have our water supply as well. That I suppose we can start working on. There's no reason not to. Let's start with the water well. New construction. And as soon as this is done, which should hopefully be shortly, we'll go ahead and upgrade these roads as well, right? No reason not to. And I think like once the pump jacks are done, we'll start. We'll make like a bypass for this dirt road, and we'll upgrade the dirt road itself to an asphalt road, and then make sure that this connection is high speed as it can be. Because yeah, like I said, that's going to be our core cash flow basically. And then again, once we get more housing over here, we'll have more workers for all this and for all the construction and everything as well. Why are we unhappy over here still? Might be the sewage tank. Might be the sewage tank. Well, we're working on it. Trying to, at least. I just need a couple of workers. Guess they're going everywhere else. 47 workers. Go ahead and prioritize this thing, because otherwise it might just kind of sit there forever. This is the vibe I'm getting. Now this over here, are we sending resources down? Yeah, we are. Good stuff. Gravel's already started arriving. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Up over here, how are we looking? Continue. This is the water substation. I think we're ready to start planning over here. Again, I'm not too fussed about this gravel processing plant not operating for the next little bit. The import of gravel isn't like crippling our economy or anything, so I'd rather the construction work over here remain as the focus so we can actually get this hookup done. There's no point finishing this substation if it's not actually getting power either, right? So this should be a sweet balance of, well, as I say that, I'm going to see the substation get done in like a minute. Fair enough. It'd be great if these foreign workers would like finish the job at the substation and then immediately just transfer over to the the wiring itself. Ah, of course they won't. Why would they? One can dream, one can dream. Up over here, decent progress being made. That's good. On both of these, actually. Excellent. Just need some electrical components. That'll be up and running in no time. This thing, finally getting some workers over. Looks like it. Alright. Hopefully the reprioritization there helped. Still at 68%. Some more football fields, perhaps. Okay. Overall, feels like small fry, but we got the police station up and running. Fueled, vehicles, that's all well and good. Hopefully crime rates are dropping. Where can I see crime rates? It's never been a problem before. Still 1%. We need to get the whole, I guess I gotta get the whole prison system up and running. Just having cops isn't enough. Like, this might help keep crime down. But no cases on right now. Okay, interesting. We've got full coverage. No ongoing cases. All right, very well. We'll keep an eye out for it. Hopefully it'll help keep criminality down. But otherwise, yeah, the police station, this revamp was essential. It makes a very big difference. Getting this up and running is very important as well. And the water infrastructure, very... they feel very small in terms of scale, I guess, of like how big the operations are. But they're huge in terms of their implications. Because this is like, again, the conversion from a small town to, or from a small village to a proper functioning town. These are some of the essential upgrades. And this bridge, as soon as it's done, oh god, that's going to open a whole new era for Ashkakal. And what better way to celebrate our successes than with this glorious, glorious monument, folks. Again, commemorating our 100 births. And the great growth rate that we're actually seeing. I think we're making some decent progress over here. A slightly slower feeling episode, perhaps, this one, because, again, most of the upgrades and improvements were at a small scale, visually speaking, but the impact is absolutely astronomical, and this is going to unlock us in terms of really expanding Ashkakal down that main road that we're looking down right now. So next episode is going to be absolutely huge. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a very big difference. And just letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, letting me know what I should do more or less of as well. And apart from that, again, I do read each and every comment. So if you have any thoughts, suggestions, feedback, whatever it might be, drop them down below and they will get addressed in some way, shape, or form. Certainly going to pick up the pace now that we've figured out some of this infrastructure stuff for the near future. And I think next session we're going to see a massive boom in the size of Ashkakal. But it's interesting just seeing it at the end of every episode and just seeing the adjustment. You can see the substations that we put down and what that means for the future growth. It's all exciting stuff. And again, just seeing that bridge, even in its half-built form, a beautiful sign of things to come. Folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. They'll keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.